And we are live. What up? Just dropped the video real quick. It's going on YouTube, man. It's a brutal take on the illegal alien invasion and takeover of this country. And I'm gonna do a quick live. I'm gonna call Christy in about 10 minutes, but I just wanted to get on here. I'm gonna be honest. I just want to get on here and vent. I just want to say what's on my mind right now. Um, I made a post on my Facebook and I said, man, I done had it up to here. If there's the fatigues, every fatigue, I done had it for a conservative, I done had it up to here. I'm like completely fed up, to be honest, y'all, with a lot of things, right? And I could say and do what I want, make any kind of content I want. I could do what I want, right? And I'm gonna do what I want. That's what I do. I've been making it a point on my Facebook. If you don't like it, get off my page, unfriend, unfollow, whatever. I'll add some other people or accept requests or whatever. I don't ever add nobody due to this point because usually when people get on my page, they get offended and pissed off, and then I'm like, well, I didn't add you, so move on. But the point is, what I'm upset about right now is something that I think that it's kind of had me. How do I say this? With tunnel vision. I don't think I should focus as much time on it, but the platforms I see, the messages I see, the threats I get, the insults, the TikTok videos, everything. It's like these people want us to shut up. They want us to bow down, and they think they're having some kind of revolution with this illegal alien bullcrap, what it is. I want to cuss, but I'm going to not cuss tonight. I'm going to try not to. No, you're not going to shame us, homeboy. You're not going to shame us. Somebody told me on a post, a pretty big guy on somewhere, I'm gonna leave it at that, said, why aren't you at the protest? We're protesting against, ICE. Why don't you come out here instead of being a keyboard warrior? I said, bro, why would I go counter protest a protest? You're protesting against illegals being deported. We won. You lost. So why would I go counter protest your protest? You're protesting because you're a loser. So why would I go counter protest your protest? Think about that. There ain't no revolution going on. There's no revolution going on. Y'all lost. You illegal alien lovers lost. It's simple. And you're getting deported. And we want all of you gone. And I ain't even got into the people that sat there and said that they backed up Trump, but then they didn't vote for this. The hell you didn't. There's a lot of Chicano podcasters. I ain't gonna say no names right now. They're all backpedaling. Well, I wanted Trump. I was voting for Trump, but I didn't think he was do this. Illegal alien criminals and this and that and the third. But women and children, oh my! I haven't even seen them go after no damn kids or women, to be completely honest. But now they're backpedaling because they're afraid to lose their money and their audience, and they're so appalled by what they see. Like that video of them running through the fields earlier. It was a damn marijuana field with a bunch of human right violations and using kids and all kinds of weird crap. But that's how dumb you are. You sit there and let these images penetrate into your brain and it triggers you because you're an idiot. I'm going to tell you about myself. I don't care what nobody says. Deport all of them. Even if they're kids, grandmas, grandpas, I don't give a flip. Especially if you've been here for 20, 30 freaking years. And then you don't talk no English. The hell you want me to feel sad about that? I got a video finna drop on my YouTube right now. Me reacting to a immigrant. They're saying, you know what, Americans, don't feel bad that these people come over here and then they want you to bow down to them. They don't want to assimilate. They don't want to talk English, and then they want you to feel bad and you to be demonized. Screw them. Straight up. You shouldn't feel bad that this is your country and you want to protect it. These illegals come from other countries. These immigrants come from other countries. They need to be good guests in our house. And again, like I said, I got like tunnel vision at this point. Even on TikTok, I just trigger these people. I said, I don't really care about nothing else Trump does. I honestly really don't. I honestly don't care about nothing else. I want these people deported ASAP out of my country. That's really what I care about. And like I said, it's like I got tunnel vision because I'm just dealing with these freaking people. And it ain't like they're nice. I've never threatened nobody or went on anybody's post and got into an argument on somebody else's post. But boy, don't they threaten us, insult us, try to dox us, share pictures of our houses, our kids, our cars. Yeah, it's happened to me. I ain't tripping because I've been doing this content game for a long time already. I really ain't tripping. Maybe 6 years ago when I first started doing it, I'll be like, oh crap. But not really. Because I've been in my neighborhood my whole life. But really, it's only internet crap because in my city, I'm known here. It's not hard. Where's Nino live at? Right there, South Side. You already know, Taylor Park. It's not hard to find me if you really want to find me. So that's why I really ain't tripping about them trying to dox me, because any real threats would have already came down the block and they would have got handled. But it don't happen like that in real life. The point is, I'm just on this live right now, y'all, to tell you that I'm just fed up. I have illegal alien fatigue to the max, to the core. I'm tired of these people, and I'm not playing no more. I'm not playing soft games. I made the video of me laughing about the illegal getting deported. He ran into the hospital. He didn't care about nobody else. But all you saw was him getting choked. Oh, but that was sad. Hell no. He ran into the hospital. Screw that dude. Deport his sorry ass. And I made a video laughing at it. Yes, I did. And I'm a Christian. The Bible says that God laughs at the wicked for real. You're not going to see me defending any criminals. And I got another video that's fixing to drop on YouTube of 2 illegal aliens in Odessa, Texas that got hemmed up, and they were wanted on murder and kidnapping charges in Mexico. You want me to defend them? Hell to the no. I'm not going to defend anybody breaking the law. It's so perplexing, I guess, to me to see this crap. You think just because I'm a Christian, I'm going to sit there and say, oh yeah, come into my country. Everybody come in here into my Christian nation and bring your third world ideology, your witchcraft, your voodoo, your hoodoo. Other countries that ain't even Christian countries. I'm not even going to say the names here, getting taken over. People that practice straight up witchcraft. You think I want that in my country? So you're damn right I'm a Christian and I'm pissed off. This is a Christian nation. And it's becoming watered down by all these freaking scumbags, what they are. You want me to feel bad they're getting deported? That's why I voted for Trump. What do you think? Oh, it's not rocket science. I'm a simple man. It's very simple. You come into my country, you come into my house, knock at the front door, shake my hand, and I'll let you into my country. Come in the correct way. Don't be coming in my back door, my back window, Pedro, at 2 a.m, sneaking in. But again, my message is this. Don't let them put you down, Americans out there listening. Screw them. This is our country. And I'm glad I watched that video earlier of this immigrant saying a lot of this, because I ain't gonna say I feel like I'm alone. I know a lot of us think like this, but I'm like, damn, it's refreshing to hear someone else saying what I've been saying. Come here, speak English. Your country that you left, that whole country, forget about that freaking country. It's freaking gone already. You come into this country, forget about that freaking country and assimilate, speak English, and act like an American. You're not going to shame me. You're not going to shame us for wanting better for this country where we pay taxes and raise our families. This ain't Mexico. This ain't stolen land. Quit using that stupid excuse and lie. This is the United States of America. We want it fair and square, baby. If you don't like it, freaking leave. But I'm going to stay on this point. I'm going to stay on this because I'm fed up. I'm telling you, I am fed up with these freaking people. You might not deal with them. I'm making content. I'm on TikTok. They're doxing me, insulting me. I don't care. I'll let them comment. I'll approve all the bad comments and everything. Bring the algorithm up, baby. You actually, falling into my trap. This is our country, y'all. And they ain't having no revolution. Don't believe these liars. I see all these fools on these Chicano podcasts and all this, join the revolution and it's a fight and all. They're trying to get all violent. They ain't gonna do nothing but catch a federal charge, and I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna make a video laughing at them. When they catch them and arrest them and get put in federal prison into alligator Alcatraz, I'm gonna make a video laughing at them. Like I said, I made the other video laughing at that other illegal. Good. That's what I want to see. I want to see you get deported and apprehended. That's what I paid good taxes for. That's why I voted for Trump. Straight up. Straight up. Yeah, I'm gonna laugh at you too. And yeah, I'm a Christian, and what are you gonna do about it? Straight up. I'd rather see a real Christian like me that's keeping it real than a fake one acting all holy on Sunday and being a demon all damn year. That's a whole other topic. We're fed up. I'm fed up. I don't care what anybody says. They can think I'm crazy at this point. I want these people deported for real. I don't care. Even the Steam files and that. Everybody's talking about the Steam files and they're mad about that. I'm gonna be honest about that. I'm gonna say it right now. Y'all ain't probably gonna like it. I never even really cared about those files. It wasn't like a big deal to me like it is to a lot of people. I think a lot of people are with a lot of like certain things like the 17 letter and all that. I never cared about that 17 letter stuff. I'm not saying the Steam files are similar, but they are in a similar fashion in my opinion. It's like people are just stuck on that crap. But it's pretty interesting. I got Wake Up with Linda. I'm gonna interview her in a week or two. She's out of the country. She made an actual post on Instagram saying how the Steam files. She has a pretty good take on it. She said that a lot of that was just pushed by a lot of content creators and influencers, and they put a lot of pieces of this puzzle and made it more of a big story, a bigger story than it actually was or is. That's what she said. And I said, damn, that kind of makes a lot of sense. And she actually has facts and proof, and I'm going to actually interview her to get her take on it. But I'm not hung up on the Steam files at all. I'm not hung up on it. I never really even thought about it. I'm hung up on what affects me and my family. And it's these damn illegals that raise my insurance rate and take and drop the rates of us truckers. That's my concern. Deporting these people. For real. We need the numbers bumped up. Trump, that's what I'm not too happy with Trump about. I want the numbers bumped up. He's doing everything good. He's in Texas in Kerrville, handling with the flood. You know, he did a disaster on the 2 days after. Abbott did his duty. They did a good job for that disaster. But like I said, this is what I'm focused on. Bring them numbers up, Trump. We need them numbers up. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and add my co-host here. I told her, let me just rant sis for like 10 minutes. And you're gonna hear this with Christy. Christy there?
I am here. Hi.
What up? So, sis, real quick. So, sis, we talk every day.
Mm-hmm.
We're sick of these people, right? These illegal lovers. You posted on social media today a threat you got, and I laughed with you, and I said, "Damn, sis, it's kind of funny. We laugh about unaliving threats, right? It's sad. Yeah. It's funny." But it's kind of sad that this is the norm for people like us that are Trumpers, Christians. They want illegals deported, that we make content. You know, it's kind of sad that we actually laugh at these things because we get them quite often, especially recently. Can you talk real quick, Christy, about the threat and insult and the you received today and like you always do?
Yeah, so, we've had so many threats that they just kind of become hilarious to me now. Whenever we were doing lots of interviews on SPM, that we got a lot of threats like through them. I was going to be beheaded and all of that. But the death today, or not the death, I'm sorry, the text today was just crazy. Like, you can tell it's a man writing it, and he's using, I'm not even going to use the words that he was using, but just saying, he wishes death for me and my family, and that all this, that I won't go out of the country because I would get R word, and just out of nowhere crazy. Yeah. But the thing, Nino, that I want to talk about that you have mentioned for so long is all of these people that come to you and believe that the illegals should stay and they pay taxes and all that. Let me tell you about 2021. 2021, for the state of Texas alone, to support illegals with medical, housing, food, was $850 million that the state had to pay. They're not getting that revenue back out of any taxes, and you can't tell me that they are. Mm-hmm. That is what the state of Texas alone paid. Now it's 2025. Look how the prices of it have increased on everything. I'm sure it's over $1 billion now that Texas is paying.
Well, someone just said the illegals are also a huge problem. They are part of the reason inflation and all the free money they got helped raising up the prices of our U.S. dollars. Well, that's what it says. I don't know if they're kind of raising the prices, or maybe raising or lowering the value of our U.S. dollar. But look, I'm not going to say it like this, but I honestly don't care. I want the rule of law followed. I want these people deported. And I'm going to be honest, I see a bunch of people, especially in California, these podcasters, one of them said, this is our land. We're all Mexicans. This is Mexico, basically. What the hell? California is not freaking Mexico. That's what they think in their head, sis. They think this is their freaking land. that the United States is Mexico. This makes no damn sense. It's freaking
Oh, I
crazy what they
know.
think.
I've just never seen anything like it. And whenever we go on TikTok and I see all these comments scrolling, I think what a weenie of a man to call another man a coconut or a cactus. And and I've said this on a lot of lives. I have never seen anybody so racist against their own skin color. Like black, dark blacks hate blacks. Mexicans or Hispanics don't like somebody that is born in the United States but doesn't recognize Mexico as their homeland or whatever. I have never in my life one time heard a white person say, "You're too white for me. I don't like the curly hair that you have. I don't like the way that your eyebrows are shaped." I have never heard a white person say that. It is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my life.
That's why these people never get ahead in life. They look at the
Yeah.
skin, they look at the skin color, and they judge you based off of that. From blacks to browns, I'm telling you, growing up all my life, I got made fun of because I was dark. They would call me derogatory names, which we laughed about it. No big deal. I really didn't care. But really, it messes. I don't want to say it messes with your mind, but I'm sure it can mess with somebody's mind. But that's what the groups do. If you're light, if you're dark, they'll make fun. They'll just pick anything to pick about you, especially with your skin color. And it's like that lady. I don't. Let's not say her name, but all she does is whenever we comment on her, she gets on her posts and comments. Oh, Nino, you look more Mexican. Let's say, tell me, you look more Mexican than Mateo. You're darker than me, and you think you think you're white. Because I love my country. Because I was born here. Like I said earlier, sis. How can they fault someone like me that knows nothing about Mexico, right? I don't speak Spanish. I can, but I choose not to. How can they fault me for being an American, what I am, and being proud that I was born here? How can they actually fault me? That's how stupid they are. That's how wicked they are in their mindset, how brainwashed they are that I have to have allegiance to another country that I don't even freaking live in. I wasn't even born there. It's freaking crazy.
And they would hate my heritage if I was to walk around and talk about how proud I was of my
You
ancestry.
should be proud of
They,
it.
but they would hate me for it. So it's a double-edged sword. They hate you because you don't speak. Well, I know you know how to speak Spanish, but you don't. You speak English only. But if I talked about that, my third cousin was Jefferson Davis and was the president of the Confederacy, people would literally say I'm, a white S. And if I talked about the other side that came from Germany and what they did, whenever they were Yazis, I would get hated for that too. I mean,
We know the white man can't have any pride in him in his culture and race and lineage, right? Because the minute you say anything
right.
about that, oh, they're gonna throw every name in the book at you. But they have black entertainment television, they have Telemundo, they have all these other race baiting corporations and companies, but let a white person do it. I want to see white entertainment corporation or TV or something, right?
Remember me saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember me saying that I wanted to start white entertainment television, and you talk about the blowback that would get. I mean, it would be crazy.
I don't know.
They look at movies now and say, there was only two black people in the whole movie. There were only two Hispanics in the whole movie. I just don't understand the hate and everything. And what triggers me more than anything is the people saying that you should be proud of your heritage. Your heritage is here.
Thank you.
Like you say a million times, how far back do people want you to go?
It's
Your parents were here, your grandparents were here. You've never visited Mexico in your life. What do they want? Is it just, I don't know.
Christy, I guess because you follow a lot of pages I follow on Instagram, especially, but it's like they don't freaking give up with this crap. They're not having a revolution. They're enforcing the law. People are getting deported. We don't feel bad about it. This is what we voted for. We actually want more deportations, to be honest. But sis, it's like for real. I'm just like fed up with these people already. I have
Nobody.
illegal alien fatigue to the max. It's like I'm just
Oh,
like
I'm sure
blind.
you
I'm
do.
like blinded, sis. That's all I think about. Or when I get on social media, they just post it all the time, and I'm just there, just like pissed off that people. And not even because I see the content. It's because people are actually defending these illegal aliens, criminals, scumbags. I'm gonna drop a video. 2 people from Odessa wanted for murder and kidnapping in Mexico. They busted them in Odessa. 2 people.
It's crazy. I mean, it's just crazy. And I know that you see more of an influx of
Oh, I see it
illegal.
bad over here, bro. I mean,
But
sis, for real.
that that's what I'm saying. I see a little bit because Cuba is so close to Florida that there's lots of Cubans and Haitians in Florida are like you just wouldn't believe how many are
Wow.
there. But even Mexico is like starting to deport their people, or they don't want them back. Like they've said that we don't want them back. What are you supposed to do with them at that point?
I'm telling you, it's just they want to just they want to demonize us, vilify us for wanting our country to be safer. I sound like a broken record always saying this, but I just seen it ramped up. And again, I live in Midland, Odessa. My city has changed. You know what? I don't even really, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I never really even think about Mexicans, about illegals and deportations. Sis, I don't even really think about them. Hey, if they're illegal, they got to go. But my city, my area has been flooded with people from Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Guatemala, every background and the ethnicity is here in my area. It ain't. I wish it was just Mexicans from Mexico. Maybe it wouldn't even be that bad. But it's everybody and their mama has came to
Yeah.
my city. They have come here already going on maybe 10 years, 15 years. It's not the same, and I see it. Nobody else really probably sees it because they weren't born here. I was born here and I see the differences. That's why I say deport these people, all of them. And you're not going to sit there and shame me and make me feel bad because I want the laws to be enforced. This is what I voted for. I got to keep saying it. I'm gonna drop a video, sis, and this immigrants basically saying that Americans shouldn't feel bad. That if someone comes from another country, that other mindset, that other country, it should be out of their mind. They leave that in the past. When they come here, talk English. When they come here, assimilate. Remember where you came from, but at the same time, forget the ways of that country because now you're here in the United States of America and we shouldn't feel bad about us living here and wanting them to assimilate and speak English and to keep our culture and our heritage alive. The culture and the heritage of the United States of America, straight up.
Another thing that I see people post a whole lot, would you deport Jesus? It is clearly in the Bible, and I don't know what scripture exactly. Nino knows more about this than I do, but it talks about countries and countries having borders, and that you have to follow the law of whatever land you're in. And I mean, you're going back to biblical times whenever Jesus is saying this, that you have to, if you want to go into another country, you have to follow their laws.
I'm gonna tell you right now, sis. They use that verse, and I actually made a pretty good post about it on Facebook, but it'll probably get me in trouble on YouTube. But I said basically, people, and I unfriend these idiots because I don't need to see this crap. Both my Facebook pages, sis, are full, and I don't ever add anybody. So if somebody posts some stupid crap, I delete them, whatever, and then I just
Yep.
accept the next friend request because I'm not gonna play them games. But the point is, and I'll go argue with them. I'll leave it alone. But the point is, I made a post about it, but people use a verse, I think, for Deuteronomy about the stranger or foreigner, welcome them in. But it's funny.
Uh-huh.
There's a couple points here, and let's touch on that. Later on in that same book, it says that the foreigner or stranger needs to abide by the law of the land, the places they come in. God is a righteous God. He's not just going to allow you to come and break the law and do whatever you want. So in that verse they use, if you continue reading, it says they got to basically assimilate and follow the laws of the land. Now, don't that make more sense that God would tell the people back then, if you come to a land, oh yeah, accept the foreigner, accept them, yes. But then it says later on, that foreigner, it tells them they need to act or abide by the law of the land they came into. And that's what God says in the Bible. But let's be honest. God in the Old Testament was speaking to a whole other sect of people 3, 4, 5,000 years ago, that doesn't apply to the United States in 2025. Because if you go to the New Testament, Paul says that the kings, people, the rulers of government, I believe it was Paul, but it was stated in the New Testament that the rulers are set up by God, the princes and kings are set up by God, and that all men should be subject to the rules of the land they live in. So these people use one verse, one little verse, I'm gonna say one little verse, but they use one verse out of context to push this whole illegal alien invasion bullcrap, and then they don't even apply it correctly. But sis, let's be honest, do they agree about abortion? Do they agree about rainbows? Do they agree about everything else about being divorced? Do they apply those too? Or do they just use one verse to try to demonize Christians? And most of these people that use that verse, they're not even Christians. So
And
hold on. Don't post that crap because I'm going to expose it, but it's simple and plain. That one verse is for a certain people 3 to 5,000 years ago. You can't apply that to the United States in 2025. But if you want to apply that, you should apply everything else God says about other issues that I'm pretty sure you don't live by whatsoever. And in the New Testament, it says that you should abide by the laws of the land you live in, and that's in the New Testament. So that crap goes out the window when they try to use that against us. But of course, it looks good, right? They can get one little post and use one little verse out of context, misapply it to us, and there's an argument. Oh, the Bible says right here that you need to welcome all strangers. You know what? I'm not going to welcome any stranger into my house. I'm not going to let anybody just come into my house and sleep on my bed and be around my kids. There's family members I don't even allow coming around my damn block. And you think I'm going to let a stranger come into my house? Better yet, my country? Hell no. They got to go. Hey, they say there's an ice tip right there. What's up, Culture Uncensored? Hey, I like that page right there. That's the homie right there, sis.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is so I found more information just from so whenever I was talking about the 850 million in 2021 that they used for those things, I got more of a breakdown, and it comes from the Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton's office, and it says that Texans pay an average of about 152 million a year to house illegal aliens, between 62 million and 90 million to include illegals Texas Emergency Medicaid Program, and between 579 and $717 to hospitals to provide uncompensated medical care. And it's so right there, you're at 850 easy, if not more. I found another one. It was not, I couldn't really make sure it was a legit source that said it's over $1 billion now that Texas pays for illegal immigrants to be there.
Hey,
And it's not the government paying it, it's y'all paying it.
let me go ahead and get these people out the chat here. I got some weirdos in the chat. Let me. I don't know if do you have access to it right now, sis?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Okay, yeah. Hold on. Yeah, get them out. But hold on. Let me address somebody real quick. These weirdos are trying to dox me on TikTok, and they're saying, first of all, one of my videos hit 1 million views. Somebody used my video, and they've got 1 million plus views. And then somebody put in the comments that I was born in Juarez. It started a big ass lie on TikTok. Sis, if I was born in Juarez, I would freaking admit it. My mother was born here. My grandparents were born here. If you ask my mother, she's from Mexico, she gets pissed off. She is not born in Mexico or nothing like that whatsoever. But they freaking lie, and they have pathetic existences, and they got to come in here and say that I'm from Juarez of all places. But someone says right here, Nino America's wife cheated on him in Midland, Texas, ever since he uses religion as an excuse. Blase, blase. They're saying that my wife, that's the next lie they're using, sis, that my wife cheated on me with somebody in the oil field or some weirdo crap, which is a freaking lie, a big ass lie. But that's what they do, sis. They make fake accounts. I had to get the one reported on Facebook earlier that was saying basically the same bullcrap lie. I'm like, how can you be so pathetic that you go make a fake page and then the stuff you say don't even make no damn sense? It's a freaking lie. You waste all that time to make a fake page and a profile and you say the most stupidest things. At least use it to say something kind of smart or something that would say like, hey, it's pretty good. But you come and say the most stupidest things like, damn, that's how pathetic your life is. You make a fake page and then you say the most stupid, we call them pendejadas. You say the most stupid remarks that don't even make no damn sense, that are not even freaking true. It's freaking crazy. Go ahead and block them. Enrique, get Enrique out of here too, sis.
I already
Thank you.
did.
Thank you.
I
Here's
did.
another one.
You're welcome.
Here's another one. Look, see, it's the same ones. Ryder G. His wife cheated on him with the Mexican. My wife. You think I'm bad? Hey, Christy, you know Stephanie. Oh, she's just like me. Block the next one.
She is.
block this other loser. She
I've
really
got them
don't.
all. I've got them all.
Hey,
I've got them all. But
I'm gonna be honest. This growing up, there was kickers, and then there was people like me and my wife. Okay, two different groups. It's kind of like when they go to prison. When they go to prison, the Hispanics, Mexicans, whatever you want to call them, they run in one car. They run in one group. And then the paisas, that's the ones that are Mexican descent, straight up, the Mexicans, the ones that speak Spanish, they run in another car. Now, if it gets sticky, they back each other up. But at the same time, like I said, there's a whole nother group in prison. I learned that from YouTube. And anyways, but the point is, same thing in high school. When we would go to Midland High, Lee High, there's a group of people like me. They call us Chicanos, whatever, right? Whitewashed Americans, whatever you want to call us. And then there was another group of kickers. The kickers were another group. They were basically the real hardcore Mexicans that really were, I think, from Mexico, sis. That's the point. We never really got along. And my wife was never a kicker. She never looked for a man or she never tried to even if someone tried to holler at her when she was younger, there was a kicker. She told me before, there's no way because it's two different worlds. I don't care how I look. They always tell me on TikTok, you look more Mexican than this, you're darker. It don't freaking matter. I was born here. I speak English. I'm not a kicker. I'm not involved or I don't indulge in any part of that world that's way beyond removed from me, sis. I'm saying within us being Chicanos, I guess I'll use that word, there's a whole nother group of people that are like really from Mexico, really from other countries, and we're separate from school and life and even in prison. That's just how it is. That's how it works. But anyways, go ahead.
I just get so frustrated. Like,
hey, shout out Carlos from MTX. That's the homie right there on TikTok right there. Joel Vargas, God bless you, bro. What up? Ice baby. Woo.
That's right.
Someone said, somebody said, remember Operation Bizak. Good. I like that operation. Let's do it. Let's do even hardcore. You think you're not gonna shame me, man? I'm telling you, sis, I ain't gonna lie. I made my other TikTok account to be more savage. I don't give a flip. They go hard. I'm gonna go harder, and I will stand alone. I want these people deported. Operation WB. Bring it back, please. Get rid of them all, for real. You ain't gonna shame us. You Christy, they already know they ain't gonna shame us into nothing, for real. That's just how it works.
Absolutely.
And hold on. I want to say something. And then look right here. This right here was in Minneapolis. 11 illegals arrested. And do they look like they're from Mexico? No. Okay, I post these people. Any country, any illegal alien, if I see it, I post it. That's what we do. And that's what I voted for. It's like these people just automatically think that illegal means Mexican. All these illegal lovers in the United States, especially in California, they hear the word illegal and it's like a damn a sombrero pops up on their top of their mind like an emoji, and then freaking salsa music plays, and they just get triggered when they hear the word illegal. They're like, Mexico, no! You idiot! And illegal is any ethnicity, any race, any group of people that aren't here legally. It ain't just Mexicans. This right here proves it.
So, I've told this story, but I know some of the people, it looks like are really new in here, probably haven't heard it. But I was reading this story, and it was about a family. I really don't know where they were from. I do believe it was Mexico, though. And they had been there over 30 years. They had paid off the mortgage on their home, had paid off their cars. They had an RV. They, like I said, had the house. And the neighbor was so upset, crying, that these people who had never been in trouble with the law were being deported. And like for a minute, my heart really was like, dang,
Not
they,
me.
they, well, I'm getting there,
I'm sorry, sis.
but oh, that's okay. That's okay. But for a minute, I started thinking, dang, they worked hard, they did this. And then I just remember, like, I always do critical thinking on both sides. And I got that from whenever I was at the university that I went to. We had to write papers that were pro a subject and con a subject. So it really makes you do a lot of critical thinking. And I was like, they had 30 years to get
I'm
their shit
telling
in
you,
order. They
Christy.
had 30 years. They had enough time to go buy an RV. They had enough time to work hard enough to pay their own mortgage. And here's my thing, like, how did they get driver's license? How did they get whatever you need to pay or start a mortgage,
Uh,
all of that, because they didn't have it.
sis,
They were absolutely illegal.
one thing about them, they're like cockroaches. They will survive. They're real. What's the word called? They're real. They can really utilize certain situations and work it to the best of their abilities. You know what I'm saying? That's how they are. They're very. I forgot the word here. Shout out, brother Ed out there in Kentucky. God bless you, brother Ed. Well, real one. But
My neck of the woods.
yeah, but they're very resilient and they know how to maneuver. And I even saw a post today. And I'm gonna be honest, I see some conservative influencers and content creators that are like kind of bending to these people. I ain't bending for nothing. I'm for real. You could bury me a G. I want these people gone. But he said, yeah, we want criminals deported, but sometimes this happens. And basically, it was a pastor and his family, and he led a congregation, sis, for 30 years. And this content
Wow.
creator was trying to kind of give him a pass. I said, no. I said, uh, you've been here 30 years. Like he said, I use my antennas go up quick. I hear 30 years. I say, you've been here 30 years lying to your congregation. What else have you lied about? And you want us to feel bad just because they say you're a pastor? Let's be honest, Christy. It could have been a wolf. It could have been a fake pastor. We know a couple here in Midland, Sheldon Riley,
Yeah.
that fraud. But the point is, right, Christy? Just because you're a pastor, that don't mean that you're preaching the right word. You could be the pastor of a wicked church. So
Absolutely.
you ain't gonna make me feel bad saying a pastor was here for 30 years and then got deported. He was probably lying to his congregation too. He was probably preaching a false doctrine. He was probably, reading from the NIV or the ESV. Probably wasn't even using the King James Bible. Let's be honest. You're not going to use that play that card on me where you want me to feel bad about somebody being deported, especially if they say they're a pastor. Because let's be honest, nowadays these pastors have a lot of scandals. They run 501c3 nonprofit entities and corporations. You know what I'm saying? So don't pull that on me and make me think you ain't gonna make me feel bad about a pastor being deported. If he was being here for 30 years, he should have followed the damn law. And I don't even know if he was even a good pastor, even preaching the right word. He could have been preaching a false doctrine, So I don't care no more. At this point,
I mean, we know
I'm full throttle, sis. I'm done already. I'm done. I've been done.
he's had to preach a false.
Hey, we got one right here. Oh, Norby's over here. Nina, bro, you calling me Nina or you miss? Yeah, there you go. Better fix it, Norby's. Yeah, it's another one. Norby's. He's another one in California, sis. They think this land stolen. They want to. Norby's, y'all ain't having a revolution, Norby's. Y'all ain't doing nothing but making the white man mad. That's all you're doing, Norby's. No deportations have stopped. Y'all are not having a revolution. Y'all are just wasting y'all's time. Y'all need to go to work, and people are getting deported, and there ain't nothing you can do about it, Norby's. I know you support all them illegals, but I'm sorry, bro. I'm not sorry. That's the law. They're gonna deport them. We're happy, we clap, we're excited, we make videos and we laugh and we cheer when they grab them and they deport them and put them in the paddy wagon. We love it. And then people that are protesting, throwing rocks at federal agents, shooting at them when they go to prison for 20, 30 years, we're going to laugh at them too. It's not a revolution, Norby's. The law has to be enforced, and it's being enforced, and we're very grateful and happy that it's happening. Again, y'all are protesting for nothing. All you're doing is making us more angry, and it's not a good look. Sorry to tell you. Well, not sorry. Go ahead, Christy.
The thing that I was going to say is nobody that's on the left wants to talk about Obama, who deported 5 million people.
Oh yeah, they don't talk about that part, right? I heard somebody
Yeah,
say,
they don't talk about that.
I'm gonna start calling out these podcasters, but they got my name in their mouths. I done heard from a couple of these YouTube channels interviewing certain people, and they bring me up and all this crap. And then someone said, "Oh yeah, don't be like Nino America." Someone said, "Nino America, he's a what do you say? He's a Trumper no matter what." Look, dumbass, if you don't understand, this ain't even about Trump. No, I've said it before, Christy. This is bigger than Trump. This is about our country and preserving our freaking land that we won fair and square. And if you don't like it, we really don't care because this is the United States of America and we speak English, if you like it or not. Sorry, no Espanol. Sorry, no tortillas. But the point is, this ain't even about Trump. This is past Trump at this point. It's called
Yep.
MAGA, Make America Great Again. You love Mexico? Go live in Mexico. We'll deport you. Self-deport, $1,000. I ain't happy about that, but self-deport, get out of here. It ain't about Trump, though. That's the point. It's not like I sit here and think about Trump all day. I made a post on my Facebook, sis. It's like I'm not sitting here thinking about Trump. To be honest, when he comes on or speaks, I might catch it on the TV. I'm not thinking about Trump. I'm thinking about my family, my business, my content, my videos, whatever. I'm just so good at it. It's become second nature that when I see a good post or a post about Trump or politics, whatever, I post it on my page. It's like my job. I'm like a reporter. I don't sit here and just think about Trump. I wear this hat. Why do we like to wear this hat? Why do we like to wear these hats, Chrissy? Tell us why.
Because that's what we stand for.
No, not just that, because it triggers the demons in these
Oh yeah,
illegal lovers.
absolutely.
Straight up.
I,
This ain't even really a Trump hat. At this point, this is the hat that makes your demons, your illegal demons, they friholies fry when they see this hat right here, them demons in your body. That's why I like wearing this hat. It ain't even because of Trump. I like to wear this hat to trigger you. Go ahead, sis, my bad.
that dude user, why would you say he would deport Jesus? We didn't say that. We didn't say to deport Jesus if he came at all. What we said is that in the Bible, Jesus made it very clear that there are countries and borders, and whatever country you're in, you have to follow that law. So, whatever our law is for illegal entry, that's what needs to be followed. Nothing about deporting Trump. I mean, deporting Jesus.
Sis, let's be honest. The Jays rejected him. They wanted to stone our Lord, right? So these people, they want to use Jesus. Do they even follow him? Quit trying to use that argument and use religion against us Christians if you ain't even a Bible believing Christian yourself. And if you ever noticed, we ain't the regular Christians that you're used to. The bleeding heart liberal Christians like the ones y'all want us to be are the ones that bow and cower. I'm not a spiritual doormat and I'm not a financial doormat. Simple and plain. I work my ass off in the oil field and I pay my taxes and I want these illegal aliens deported out of my country because they are very dangerous. They commit crimes. We have it documented. There's two. My video is dropping later tonight in Odessa, Texas, wanted for homicide and kidnapping in Mexico. They caught him in Odessa, Texas. I said, damn, is this a criminal ring going around here or what? Right in my city, in my area, they found two of them. They were high-ranking, big-time wanted criminals in Mexico, and they caught them in Odessa, and they're being deported. Good. These people are criminal scumbags. A lot of people that y'all are defending in California, a lot of them are actually predators, if you catch my drift. Oh, no, but you want to let them run around us and run rampant. Hell to the no. You're not going to shame me. You're not going to make me feel bad. And I don't care if they're 1 or 101. If they're illegal, they got to go. And remember, this is my content. This is my channel. You're watching me right now. And this is my opinion. This is what I stand for. Again, someone told me earlier, pretty big name, I ain't gonna lie, said, Nino, why don't you come out? You saw him, Christy. Why don't you come out, Nino, and come get from behind that keyboard when we go protest? Bro, I've been involved in a lot of protests alone. I stood alone many times. It's documented. But why am I going to want to go protest, Christy, right? Protest against ICE. Why am I going to want to protest, counter-protest, a protest against deportations? You're protesting because you lost. You're protesting because you're mad and people are being deported. Why would I go protest your protest? Think about that. That's pretty
But
stupid.
the thing is, at their protests, they're throwing up Mexican flags and all of that and saying that they hate America. Go back. Like, we're not holding you here. We'll help you pack. And that goes for any ethnicity or group of people. Cubans,
Mm-hmm.
Haitians, whoever. We'll help you box your shit up and get out of here.
Straight up. And there's another loser, got banned, talking about my brother's something else. What's my last name? And what's that perverse last name? I put them in prison straight up. These people try to use other situations. They have nothing to do with me, sis. People that I haven't seen in 15 freaking years. Last time I seen some of these people, I put them in prison. I was in court. And they try to use someone else against me. You can kiss my ass straight up. Because where I come from, where I'm at, certain people can't even come into my neighborhood. They done been banned out. Like I ban you off the live. Certain people can't even come into my neighborhood. That's all I got to say about that. So quit trying to use perverts and criminals, because even I don't care if they're blood. I don't care who they are. If they're criminals, if they're perverts, they ain't getting a pass in my neighborhood. That's just all there is to it. It's just, is that all they can try to use against me? Someone that don't even have my last name and say that he's a pervert? Well, duh. I went and put him in prison, you stupid ass.
And that's my thing, is that, like, I don't have any control over what my 40-year-old sister does. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any control what my niece does. And you've told your story, I don't know how many times, and I don't want to repeat it, but you hadn't even talked to your brother for how many years before this ever happened, and you were with the prosecuting team, the prosecutor's team, to make sure that he ended up in jail. So, like, that's just a no-go situation.
Christy, I've cut off my mother. I don't talk to none of my brothers or sisters or anybody, because you know why? I don't allow bad influences around my kids. Like, for real. I'm that person in the family. In my neighborhood, I'm the pillar in my community. They can say whatever they want about me. They ain't got no smut on me. All they can do is try to tie me into somebody that ain't even my brother, to be honest. They try to tie that into me, something he did. And I'm the one that put his sorry ass in prison. So keep trying, trolls. Anyways, let's continue. Back to what I was saying. So right here's pretty crazy. I got a video playing. I played this. And this is a black woman saying where she worked in the kitchen with a bunch of illegals, and how these illegals basically ran her out of a job. See, that's what people don't understand. When you have these people together, they're not the hardest workers. They're just the cheapest workers. And if they find out that you speak English, if they find out you look like me and you speak English, you're a target. Crabs in a bucket mentality. But it's a pretty good video I made a while back, sis, of this black woman saying that, hey, she wore a Trump shirt, Trump hat, and they were all mad at her, right? But that's what she voted for. Shout out to blacks. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, hold on. Shout out to blacks. I've noticed the blacks, they ain't dumb. The blacks are not dumb. They are not getting involved with these deportation protests. They said it. A lot of big time rappers and black celebrities, they said this ain't their fight. And you know what? I salute the brothers out there. They ain't dumb. They know damn well this is not their fight. And I salute the black Americans out there that don't even get involved in this hogwash crap, what it is. Go
ahead. So I have never even told you this, Nino.
Yeah.
But whenever, thank you, Chastity. But whenever we had the group together, and you'll know who I'm talking about whenever I start talking about things. I noticed that this guy would get very, very, very offended anytime you talked about illegals being in the country and and he worked in produce. And whenever I say produce, I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of acres of different things. And we know where they came from. And he would just like get so angry and think that, that's the only way we can get our fruit. That's the only way we can get our vegetables. No, let me tell you, we still have lots of farmers that can do all of that.
Sis, there's even machines.
Yeah. I mean, my dad raised me on a 189-acre farm. We did soybeans one year. We did corn the next year. We had huge tobacco fields, and we were white and farming. I don't need anybody to go pick tomatoes. I was told to do that as a chore.
Christy, you know what I seen? I seen a video on TikTok. I love TikTok. TikTok has some pretty good videos, but I seen on TikTok that this guy interviewed a black guy, and he said, "What have you been seeing?"
Oh,
He said, "What have you been seeing out here?" I forgot what's they're like in I don't know, Kentucky. I don't know where they're at, but he said the black guy said, "Man, I've seen black people doing roofs, cutting yards, like they notice a difference, sis. Now, regular American citizens, and this guy's black, and he's saying, man, I see my people out here, working. Have you seen LA, the freeway, sis? There's no traffic no more. It just makes sense. Once you get rid of this cheap labor, right? They're going to start paying
yeah.
better money, and we'll go do some of them jobs. They ain't always the best workers. I've had many people, more people than most, tell me that these people do the worst crappy jobs. They drink in the job. We were out there at Vander Ranch, and they told us over there they were throwing screws and all kinds of crap down the damn drain and putting concrete, and, doing the most stupidest things you can do on a job site. They
Yeah.
ain't they ain't the best workers like they claim they are. They're just the cheapest workers. But again, that video on TikTok was pretty good. It was a black guy saying, "Man, I'm seeing black businesses pop up, black roofers, guys cutting yards, businesses starting with the blacks." I'm like, damn. And it was a good video. Since I think I saved it on TikTok, but it was actually pretty good. What that guy was saying, he's noticed a difference, sis. That's
You
good.
know, you
The,
should,
the, the, the
you
nation
should,
the nation is healing, y'all. It's gonna be like a band-aid, but I'm telling you, sooner or later, it's gonna work out for the better for us, because that's what they always say on TikTok, sis, everywhere else. Oh, who's gonna do the job the cheapest? This, that, and the third. Damn, so y'all just want cheap labor? Y'all want to basically just have these people working for crumbs, and you're proud about that? That's what you want for your people, to be cheap. I don't want to say the S word, but you want them to be just cheap and be used and get paid underpaid. You're happy about that? Go ahead.
Nino, read
Shout
Compton's
out, shout out Queen Sheba. What's up?
read out Compton Finest said breaking news. Trump greenlights ICE, Homeland Security, and law enforcement to use whatever means is necessary from the protesters attacking them and throwing rocks.
Oh no. Let's be honest. We could cheer this on and all night as far as Trump doing a good decision, but you know what? This is very much valid. Because I seen one in L.A. He was shooting at the ICE, sis. They got a $50,000 reward. I might have the post here. He was shooting at ICE. They're throwing bricks and rocks at ICE, y'all. Screw that crap, man. Who the
I
hell you want
agree.
to do for an illegal alien or somebody at a damn protest at a riot throwing rocks and shooting at law enforcement? You rather do for them? So I'm glad that
Yeah,
Trump's going to do that. Hope they start busting a what on these dudes. Go ahead.
yeah, well, yeah, a lot of non-lethal rubber rounds. They hurt like hell, so I can tell you.
Let it happen. Let them
Um,
everything.
yeah, but no. So you need to interview my sister and talk to her. And I'll just tell you what happened really quick. You knew that our septic tank failed, and so did our neighbors. Well, two doors down, his failed, all on the same day. Whenever they were trying to hook all of us up to city sewer, and walked in the house, and literally sewage just floating in the house. So they bring in a water extractor, and they put us up in a extended stay hotel. My sister goes and checks on what's being done. If I'm lying right now, God could absolutely strike me dead. You know, my yazy and my nays and nay.
Amen.
Walked in her bedroom. All of her bedroom furniture had been moved out by the pool area. It had rained that day, so her whole mattress was gone. The wood frame of the bed had to be disposed of anyway, because anything sewage water can seep into is considered contaminated. But that's not the big problem. Here's the big problem. We found over 16 cans of Modella in the bedroom. Whenever we went into the bathroom, somebody had gone to the bathroom and had a bowel movement and tried to flush it, not knowing that the septic tank we couldn't even use, that, we were putting a new one in, flooded the whole area again. We have pictures of everything. You would not believe what wherever they were from. I don't even know where they were from, but it wasn't America. You would not believe the damage they did. They did
Sis,
twice the damage that we had, and we ended up having to get an attorney and everything.
what I've noticed, and I got a video drop, and I can't wait. I'll keep talking about this video. I did a reaction to this guy, this immigrant that says, you know what, Americans, don't be ashamed. Don't let them vilify you. When these people leave these other countries, they need to leave that country in the past. Remember where they
Yeah.
came from, but they need to assimilate, speak English. This is America, and we shouldn't be vilified for our stance of wanting them to come here and live the American way. Don't bring your third world country bullcrap over here to my country. You left that other country. If you are to be a citizen, you left it for a reason. And if you come to
Yep.
this country, you need to assimilate and be an American. And if you're here illegally, you got to get deported. But you know what's crazy, sis? They bring this mindset. I know because I've worked with a couple back in the day. I didn't know no better, right? And they have a mindset, sis, that's perverse. When I
They
go to
do.
when I go to Walmart, sis, I kid you not. I mean, I'm a man and I watch everything. And one time, it's always happens in Walmart. Everybody knows these fools are perverts, but and I understand men are men. Hey, American men too. Some are perverts, but man, it's something about these third world country illegals. They're just
Yep.
they just gawk and they make it very awkward for. I mean, damn. Like my wife says, hey, look one time, all right, and then look away. You ain't got to be there just with your freaking jaw hitting the ground. But I walk into Walmart one time and I see a group of them. There's like 3 of them. You could tell. I got the wet dar. I could tell real quick if they're illegals. I don't care what any. I'm always right. But I see like 3 of them walking in, in Southside Walmart, and there's a woman walking out, and of course they're there just. I mean, if you see the way they look at this woman's sister undressing, they're just being perverts. So automatically, I walk next to my daughter to block them from looking at my daughter because my daughter, she's a amazing young woman, and I'll leave it at that. Right? I love my daughter,
Yep.
and I
Yeah.
protect her.
Yep.
And I got to stand right there next to her, and I'm looking at these freaking dudes, and there they are in front. I mean, damn, no damn shame. There's my wife, there's my daughter, there's the public, and there they are, y'all just gawking and being perverts. But that ain't
The
that,
same thing.
that ain't the worst of it. But go ahead, sis. I got some more to tell. Go ahead.
But I mean, the same thing with Kara's daughters. Kara's daughters, whenever I say are absolutely beautiful, the one that just um was pew-pewed and ended up with
Yeah.
36 wounds. She is absolutely gorgeous. And what he did to her is absolutely horrendous. But you're right. I would step back while we were at Walmart and just watch people watching her and them, like her two. So Kara's got her and 2 twins, and I would let them walk in front of me and just watch these men like gawk at them, knowing that they weren't even from America. You could tell, obviously, and they would approach them, and I would have to, get them to back up and all that. But you're absolutely right.
I
That's
mean,
what they do.
Christy, look at Lake and Riley. What that one did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Jocelyn Nungare, all of them.
Yeah, sis. I remember one time, and this is what they do. I mean, this is normal to these. They're sick in the head, to be honest. I remember one time I told you about Gaston. I used to work at this one company where there were a lot of Mexicans that worked there, and this guy was from Mexico, and he would joke, but there's always truth in every joke, and he's like telling us in Spanish and talking to the group, saying that when he goes back to Mexico, and he's like a married man, right? But he said when he goes to Mexico, he goes to these dances, and he says that he goes and gets Transformers, and like he was like telling everybody, like laughing about it. Now that I think about it, I'm a grown man. I was like a kid then, but he was like laughing about it, like, yeah, telling us, and yeah, I go over there and I go get me a Transformer, sis. This is a big old burly freaking male from Mexico, and sis, and he thought it was funny. I mean, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. But I'm just saying that's the mindset they have. They got a whole, and it ain't just the Mexicans. Let's be honest. There's a lot of people from different countries. I mean, even some people that think certain age of marriage, we know which ones those are. They think that that's okay. Got that Sharia law, all that crap. These people bring their third world mentality to the United States, y'all, and it ain't right. And again, this dude from Mexico was telling me, yeah, I go to the dances all the time, and I give me one, and yeah, they're good and all. Like we're like what? I was like, we're like, what the hell? That's how they think, sis. To them it's normal. And Norby says Texas really be nasty. Nah, Norby's Texans ain't like that, bro. Your people are like that, Norby's. Your people, your illegal alien homeboys, your family, they're like that, Norby's. Yeah, sis.
He just likes to start shit all the time.
Yeah, but we keep it cordial. But for the most part, like I said, sis, for real, they bring their third world mentality, and they're perverts. I'm telling you right now, when I go out in public, I ain't dumb, sis. I watch everything. You know me. I'm a hood trophy over here. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a wanted man out here. You know, and I watch everything, and I see them and the way they look at women. I'm telling you, I feel bad for these women. Luckily, I'm there with my wife and my kids, but they don't have no damn respect. Because you know why?
No.
You know why? Because they don't respect this country. They don't have no self-respect, and they don't respect my country. If they did,
So
they would come here legally. They'd get their papers, and they wouldn't act the way they act. They wouldn't, do things to Lake and Riley. That one illegal that hit that other, the girl going to the Air Force. She hit her with the jet ski, and they try to run off with
right.
with her
Oh
illegal
yeah, yeah,
boyfriend.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they come here, they commit crimes, they hurt us, they unalive us, and they try to run back to Mexico, wherever freaking whole country they're from. That's what they try to do, sis. And thank God when we catch them. And that's why when I see them get caught, I laugh and I make videos,
You
and
know what?
I'm very happy about it.
You know what scares me more than the people that they're picking up and deporting is that somebody and I were on here talking about it earlier, but I think they ended up getting rude and I had to time them out.
Yeah.
But what is scary is that we let all these people over here, non-vetted, no health examination, all of this.
Yup.
How many sleeper cells do we have that we let in
See, Christy, and that's a good
from
point.
the Middle East and all of that?
I'm glad you brought that up because I'm going to be honest. It ain't just the Mexicans. You know, I say that because, you know, I deal with a lot of them. I know, you know, like Norby's in the chat, but I honestly don't even think about Mexicans really. When I think about illegals, I'm thinking about what you said: sleeper cells, Chinese nationalists, you know,
Yep.
Cuba, Venezuela, what has affected my city. Really, sis, I'm not going to be honest. I'll be honest. Back in my day, 10, 15 years ago, when it was just Mexicans, Tejanos, and kind of a Hispanic, you know, dominance and culture in my city, it was cool. It wasn't that bad of a deal, right? But now it's
Mhm.
not like that no more. Now
Nope.
and now it ain't the Mexicans really. I think to be honest, a lot of Mexicans don't even want to come to the United States. Let's be honest. It's the others. The
Yep.
others are the freaking problem. The people we don't even know who the hell they are. I remember in the
Exactly.
even in the let me keep blocking these people right here. Liars. People say they laugh at me. I don't care if people say they laugh at me. You keep watching me. That's how it works. Anyways, but even in Canada, sis, a guy had a trail cam and I posted this and people were saying it was fake. I got it from the actual owner. There was like 7 Middle Eastern looking people walking through the woods at night and they caught him on a trail
Yep.
cam, sis.
Yep. People.
This is a real problem and the real issue. This is like the core of why we are against illegals coming here and unvetted. We don't know who the hell they are. We don't know where they come from, and they ain't following the law to come here. So you think they're going to follow any other law? They always say, "Oh, you know, they didn't commit no crime." So what? We gotta wait till they commit a crime before we even touch on the subject or even apprehend them. We gotta wait. Hold
So
on. They want us to wait for an illegal to commit a crime, real crime they call it, but they want us to wait for an illegal to hurt one of us until we nab them and deport them. Hell no. They're here illegally. They don't broke the law. They need to be deported. Simple. Go ahead.
I think of all of like the natural disasters that we had, not natural, all of the tragedies that we've had that go back to. I know there's a lot of people that believe that the Twin Towers were that was an inside job and that it's fake and all of that. But what I do know is I do know that we trained Osama bin Laden. We also are the ones that trained the pilots supposedly
Watch out, watch
that
out, watch
hit the
out.
that hit the no
Yeah.
that hit the World Trade Center. And I know that I just know that we have sleeper cells everywhere. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it really is scary because it's not the Mexicans standing out there with the Mexican flags and protesting that we really truly honestly don't need to be worried about. It's these ones that are picking up the knowledge of America, that are watching us from the inside.
And waiting for the call
And
and waiting for the call to
exactly,
be
exactly.
activated. But let's be honest though.
And
Let's not give the Mexicans a pass though, because they're shooting at law enforcement. They're shooting at ICE. They're throwing bricks. I mean, I forgot it happened a couple weeks, a week ago. They got arrested you know, for I forgot what they're trying to do something to the ICE facility. They are dangerous, sis. The illegal lovers and the Mexicans waving these Mexico flags, they are a danger and a threat to society in the United States. Let's not keep them off the radar. But you're right. This is the point, though. Anybody here illegally, they are a problem. We're not just singling out Hispanics, Mexicans. No, anybody. See, you want equality. We're giving you equality. Any and every one of them that's here illegally has to go. I do not want anybody here in my country that hasn't been vetted and didn't come in this country correctly. They don't care about the law. They don't care about the actual law to come in here the right way. So you think they're going to care about any other law? Hell no, they're not. They don't even respect
No.
the law of the land about coming into my country the right way. And we're not even talking about people that jump in the line in front of people that are doing it the correct way. But like I said, these people need to go. And my message is this to my American citizens out there. Don't let them beat you down. Don't let them berate you. Stand for what you believe in. To be honest, if you got to kind of be quiet on social media for you to become a target, I recommend that, because me and Christy, we get threats all damn day, every day. I honestly feel like it ain't even worth it sometimes. But I'm already known. So really, I could shut my stuff down tomorrow, and it would take 10 years before they probably forget about me. So to be honest, to
Nick,
be smart, hold on, sis. To be honest and be smart, you might just want to maneuver a certain way. And I remember somebody said this a long time ago. You know what? We should probably not even be on social media. We should start developing our little M words. I don't want to say it here. We should start, bartering and learning another way of life, instead of, always going and trying to be at the spotlight or at the center or something, like trying to do a protest or even be out where people can even see what we even believe in. It's probably better, if you think about it, to keep all this inside of you and not become a
yeah.
target. Because I'm telling you, they threaten you. They dox you. Look how many trolls we had in here. Saying someone was trying to say my name, and I've seen it on TikTok. They're sharing my picture of my house. Yeah, you become a target, and by people. This is the worst part. They're probably not even illegals. By people that actually defend illegals. That's the ones that are trying to
Yeah.
dox, harass, and shoot at ICE agents. Are people that were born here. They were actually brainwashed into thinking that they have to have allegiance to another country that didn't do nothing for them. Ain't that crazy? Go ahead, sis.
No, I mean, it just is. And whatever you were talking about the threats, we've worked together now almost 5.5, 6 years. And you have to be super thick skinned to get all of the threats that you get in a day's time. And it really is kind of sad, because Nino's right. I screenshotted him what that guy had said to me about, death and all of that. And then I put a laughing face, and he was like, it's really sad that we laugh at death threats now, or something like that. It was so funny though. But we have had, we've been a target for a long time now.
And it's
I'm
ramped
going to
up.
keep,
Sis, it's ramped up,
yep,
hasn't it?
it has ramped up. But I tell you what, if that's the way that I need to go by protecting my country, my 18-year-old son, um, I'm sorry, 19. He just turned 19 2 days ago. Enlisted into the Army for 4 years. And I've just made him proud of this country. I want this country to be something that he loves and saw, like I saw as a kid, that
Yeah.
you would go to these 4th of July parades downtown, and it was people with red, white, and blue flags, and supporting mom and pop businesses and things like that. And he's even fighting for the people that send those threats to us, because we are about, freedom of speech and all this. So, I just have a lot of pride in this country, and I'm never going to step away. Nobody with any threat can ever make me step away. If you are a true threat and you come, then you just come. Like, I'm tired of the threats, but I don't even pay attention to them anymore.
Yeah, and it's not like you're trying to sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna die for what I believe in." It's not. We don't even want to be like that, right? We
No,
want to live for our
no.
families, but at the same time, like you said, it sucks to say, but damn, if someone really wants to come take us out, I mean, damn, let the cards fall where they may. I ain't gonna be an easy target. That's all I gotta say about that. I mean, they're trying
Neither.
to they're trying to dox me, sis. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to just make this about me, but on TikTok, they're sharing my address, my pictures, and all this, and I'm like, man, I really ain't too concerned, because I've been doing this for so long. in my city, it's not hard to find me. Where's Nino? Where's Nino? Over there across the tracks, Taylor Park. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to find where I'm at. They really wanted issues. I'm easily accessible, and I hate to say it like that, but it's the freaking truth. But it's just nowadays they've elevated this hatred towards us, Trumpers, people that want the best for this country. They've been blinded and brainwashed, and they really think they have a damn revolution going, sis. But to be honest, all they're doing is making people mad. People are going to be catching charges. People are going to be getting arrested. And really, I'm going to be honest. The same way I don't really worry about the vocal threats on social media, Christy. You know why? Because it's like my wife said. She's always right. She said that she's never really concerned about the vocal threats. They do kind of get to her, but she said the ones that she is concerned about are the people that never comment. Right? That's the ones that really I think will be an issue. But same thing with Americans. These people could sit there like Norbies and think that they're going to have a revolution and they're going to do this down the third. But there's some Americans out there that you're not going to play with, and they ain't on social media or they're not saying nothing. And the minute the minute it's go time, I'm telling you right now, the white man. I don't care I saw a video of them, in a freaking gangbang drug infested crap city called what city was it? They were walking, man. Was it Oxnard? I forgot what city it was, but
was it Kensington, Philadelphia?
No, it was in California.
Oh,
there was a white guy walking. He was holding his stuff together, and there was a bunch of gangbanging looking Edgars throwing water on him, and they're laughing at him, right? But he was like standing against something, right? And I said, man, y'all wouldn't do that in West Texas. These corn-fed big old white boys, drillers, and these boys over here. You ain't gonna do that to a white boy, to a white man. I say it with all respect. You ain't gonna do it to a white man in West Texas. You can probably, that guy was outnumbered in liberal California, but he still held his own. But that you ain't gonna do that in West Texas. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So I said, say this. They really want to demonize the white man, but the white man built this country. That's a supreme leader, and they got the supreme power. I'm gonna be honest. And if you know, like I know, once you activate that sector, once you really piss them off, these gangbanging cholos, y'all, they ain't have no experience, no training. They turn on each other. They're hooked on alcohol and drugs. But the militant white man, you ain't gonna play with them. And
I'm telling you,
I know a few.
I'm telling you, Nino, like the people that I was born and raised around, Kentucky, like you said, corn-fed.
A country boy will survive, right, Christy?
Exactly, and a country girl too. I was 5 years old. Yep, I was 5 years old by myself, bringing a squirrel for my parents to fry up on a Sunday morning. But I mean, they're not going to play that shit there either. And I'll bet anybody, whatever, that they do not make it 2 feet on my driveway.
And with that, y'all, just want to get on the live real quick and kind of rant. Yeah, it was a long rant. Shout out Norby. He's in the chat. Keep it respectful. He's not like his pervert buddy Marv 16. Got a 16-year-old pregnant, but that's a whole other story. That fool thinks he's all about cultura. That fool made a post about me on Instagram. What's up with your homeboy, Norby's Marv 16? That fool made a post about me, mad that I was in the comments, and made a post about me. And then when I went on his page exposing him, he freaking blocked me. Freaking lame in California, freaking gangbanger. You know what? That's the problem with a lot of these guys, especially in California. They don't have nothing else in their life but gangbanging, and they're probably the most patriotic Americans if you think about it, right, Christy? They want to die for their block that they don't even own, but they love their neighborhood so much. Yet, anyways.
I mean, they self-extinct is what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's the same thing with the black population. They are going to self-extinct. And here's my thing, is all of the people that voted for Kamala. I heard you ask the guy yesterday that was on the live, tell me 2 policies that you like of Kamala's. And I thought of 2 off the top of my head. One, whenever she was on a Hulu commercial and said that there are special grants set up for minorities to unalive their baby, Black, Mexican, Haitian, for any minority, there's funds for that. So that's one of her policies. And the second policy is that she is going to try to, get away with get where everybody has free college and things like that. That's not the way the world works. Everybody thinks that everything is free now. My dad, who was president of a bank, said the thing that you never ever want is government in your business. That you want to run a successful business and you do not want government in it. And that unfortunately is what is happening because of all of the turmoil we have here.
Mm, totally agree. All right. With that, I guess we're gonna wind it down, Christy. We just want to get on here. I just wanted to rant and rave. Like I said, uh, this is my agenda right here. I want to document this. I want illegals deported, and that's all there is to it.
I want to ask one question.
Go
I
ahead.
thought that, so I remember watching Norby's quite a bit, and I thought that he was
I thought he
like
was cool at one
cool.
time. Go ahead.
I thought he was cool with us. I think I'm still following him and stuff. And so I was just a little bit like taken aback by some of the comments he was making. But I thought we were like cool with him.
No, I'm still cool with them. We just disagree, and he's just a straight up lefty. He's a straight up Trump hater, Mesco lover. He thinks this land is their land. He wants Europeans deported back to. He wants white man deported back to Europe and all this, which ain't gonna happen. The white man is the big boss, and God bless the white man for all the everything the white man has done for the United States. The supreme leaders that they are. So he just is one of those. Christie, he's a Trump hater and one of those indigenous, illegal lovers. And that's his opinion. He can do what he wants on his page and channel, and he's kept it respectful. He's a little snarky here and there, but he has his right to his free speech and opinion. But it was really I ain't gonna lie. When I found out he was a lefty, when I really heard him talk, I was like, damn, he's really one of those, And it was kind of
Yeah.
a downer, sis, because I thought he was pretty cool, and then man, he let his true colors fly. Which I mean, that's him. He can do what he wants. But when I found that out, I said, damn, I thought he was cool, but. I mean, I can still have a healthy debate with him, I guess. But the whole point of my live, y'all, is we have illegal fatigue, and we're not backing down. You're not going to shame us. You can insult us, but let's be honest. I've been getting hated since I was 13. I've been getting threats of violence on social media since I became a Trumper and put it on social media. So, do what you got to do. Keep the same energy in person. I'm not afraid of nothing. Not to be a tough guy. Christ is Lord. My hands are and my life is in the hands of God. And I just hope that they don't ever get to that point. I do have a family, but we're not taking it, y'all, and we're not backing down whatsoever. And we're not gonna we make a video, we say what we want, and we drop the content. You ain't gotta like it. You can follow, not follow. I honestly don't care. Somebody actually told me on TikTok today, sis, how much do you make? Give me a good answer. If you don't tell me off your content, I'm not gonna follow you. I told him, bro, I don't want you to follow me. You know what? Nowadays, sis, I think it's even better. The less people that follow me, even better at this point. For real.
And who gives up their business like that? Like,
Well, it don't
I'm
even
as
matter.
broke.
It don't even matter though. But I'm just saying, like you're not gonna try to get me to
Right.
beg you to follow me. Like, fool, don't follow me. I don't want you to follow me. At this point, I don't want you to follow me.
California All Stars just said Hispanic fatigue.
Mm. I say minority fatigue, but I'll leave it at that. Any fatigue that's attributed to
Illegal
conservatives,
fatigue. Yeah.
that's what I got. Shout out Queen Sheba though. That's a sis right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say this real quick. Look, what unites people in America are two main things. I think being an American citizen, we should all be united with that. Just go back to the old days. We're all united. It don't matter anything else. If you're an American, hey, we're united. That's gone. And the second thing is Christians. Christian Americans, this is a Christian nation. We should be united on those two fronts, y'all. Being an American citizen, because obviously we're born here, and our faith, which should unite us. Shout out Queen Sheba. Shout out everybody in the chat. Shout out Brother Ed. Christy, thanks for jumping on this live. Just out of the blue. I got a video dropping in a minute. And, God bless everybody watching now and on the repeat. We appreciate y'all. We ain't backing down. We ain't folding, no matter what threats we get. Christy, quickly, final words.
What I've always said is, yeah, and I'm good. I'm talking about a comment that you made just a minute ago.
Yeah.
That this country was founded on white people, but the same thing is whenever it was founded and the Constitution was written, the people that are productive in society, I love those people. Like Queen Sheba is my sister, and can't anybody tell me any different. Ed, he's been following us for how long? Like, just the it takes a melting pot of people and the unity. I said to Duende, who I've been fighting with back and forth, I said to him tonight, I said, why do you hate so much? Pretty much. I was like, what would shake the establishment to its core, right? If we all just unified, if we all just wanted what Jesus wanted for us all, peace, to be successful and love and all of that. And he didn't respond back.
Well,
But
he ain't a Christian.
well, that's his problem on Judgment Day. I hate that for him. He has until his last breath to accept Jesus in his heart. But we are a melting pot, and all of our people, Queen Sheba, who is not white, Linda, that you're going to interview, Bella, all these people, if we just came together and unified, everything would be so different.
Yeah, but we know there's going to be no unity. The Lord Jesus
No,
came to
there's
divide a
not.
household. And someone
Yep.
says about California All-Stars, God bless the colonizers. God bless Christopher Columbus. God bless the white man. God bless the conquistadors. God bless everybody that came and conquered this land and brought the King James Bible and Christianity to America. I'm glad they came and they demolished the pagan. The pagans are no longer here. There's no more Aztecas homes. Sorry, no tortillas. Straight up. They brought the King James Bible. They conquered, and now we live in the greatest country of them all, the big, bad U.S. of A. And remember, you ain't gotta like it.
I gotta
Build
say
the.
one more thing. Anybody that can get on Instagram and watch Pastor Mejia's um, post that he put out today that explains the King James Version Bible and the how he debunks the people that tried to go against King James by saying that he was all these different things.
Yep.
Pastor Mejia was on point with
That's
that today. I mean, just absolutely. And the last thing that I'm gonna say is Ed's comment, like, made me almost just choke. Nino, my favorite white dude.
that's me, baby. White lives matter. And with that, y'all, we're out of here. Christ is Lord. Thank everybody for watching on the live, now on the repeat. Thank you, Christy, and
You're welcome.
later.